All right, this is Nick Poole, and we are here this morning with Debbie Lynch. We're going to be talking about assimilation, and I wanted to talk to Debbie here. She oversees the assimilation program here at Allison Park Church, and she's been doing this for quite a while, so she has a lot of experience. So with that, Debbie, you just want to explain a little bit of who you are and what you do here at Allison Park.
Yeah, I've been on staff at Allison Park for over 18 years. And I have done the assimilation ministry and the greeting and the connecting of people for probably about the last 12 to 13 years.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And you've gotten a lot of experience doing that. And just to dive in, we have some different questions that we're going to be asking. And the first question would be, what have you experienced to be the single greatest thing you do to connect people to each other in the church?
I think the single most important thing is to build relationships. People need a personal ask. Anytime that you put things in the bulletin or you just expect people to get connected, they won't do it. They need to know that you are important, they are important, and what they want to do is important. Yeah. So I think just making sure that they are having that personal ask, that means that to them, that you want them.
Yeah,
so I think that's important.
How do you do that?
Well, there's a couple ways. Rather than just putting things in the bulletin and say, hey, would you sign up for this? We like to have leaders go and talk to people. We like to have just in the concourse times where you say, hey, have you met so-and-so? Have you ever thought about doing this or whatever? That kind of starts their minds to get involved. Yeah. And they realize that it's not such a big church that they're not needed, that they are needed. And I think they just having leaders and having the pastors and just the people involved in the ministries also reach out to everybody. I think that's important.
Now, on a given weekend here at Allison Park Church, how many guests would you say we have?
We average about 20 new people that walk through our doors every week. And that's a lot. And there's some of all different ages, different walks of life. And so you have to be really ready to meet people and introduce them to who we are.
Yeah. With that number of guests, what would you say are the top 3 things that you do to connect guests in a weekend service?
Well, the first thing is that personal touch. Making sure when they walk through the door, it's a world where they're walking into that they may have never been in before. So they're some are apprehensive, some are nervous. What you want to do is try to alleviate that fear of what they're walking into. So we have greeters that are at the doors. We kind of sometimes overkill in being friendly, but I don't think that's a bad thing. So we greet people at the doors. We have an area where they can go to that would be a place where they can get information. We look for new people because they don't know what they're walking into. So we help them with their children if they have children. We make them feel comfortable with the surroundings, kind of tell them a little bit what's going on. Some people like to talk, some people don't. So you just kind of take the cue from what they're doing.
That's good. Now, how do you balance the fine line of being very friendly and not smothering a guest?
Well, that is a fine line. You have to, I'm a hugger, so you have to kind of take your cue from people as far as how much space that they want, and you can begin to read people and know what their feelings are. But I don't think it's too over the top to be friendly. Shaking a hand, giving a smile. People need smiles. And just to be available, I don't think is over the top. But I think you have to have enough people to make sure that nobody passes through without being greeted.
And you have you have multiple layers as they're coming through the door, correct? Where you have those greeters at the door, but also before they enter the sanctuary, and like you mentioned, you have the information area, the guest area. Has that seemed to work, being able to kind of give some space between the areas, but have different areas where they are encountering a smiling face and someone to greet them and welcome them?
Yeah, I think that works because with the amount of people walking through, one person can't do it all. So we want to also give people the idea that there's a diversity here. We have young people, we have older adults, we have men, women. so that they can see that they can fit into a place like
Yeah.
this. So yes, we have greeters at the doors and throughout the concourse, and then in the sanctuary, and then our service hosts. They will know that we are a place that cares about them.
Yeah. And I know within the last couple of years, you mentioned service hosts. A lot of churches, more established churches especially, will use ushers and greeters. That's kind of the terminology they use. What was the thinking behind changing? I know it's just a word choice, but I know there's a reason for this, but changing the name from an usher to a service host.
Usher means I'm going to help you get to where you're going. Service host, whenever you invite a guest to your home, you are hosting them. So we want people to have our workers have the mindset that they are hosting a guest in the sanctuary. This is God's house, and we want to be hosts to them.
That's good.
So we want to not just be the practical, we also want to be the relational. And so we greet them, we assist them to their seats, we say, hey, we introduce you to somebody else, so that we are not just a body they are helping. We are welcoming them.
That's awesome.
In every place that they go.
Yeah, and the assimilation system, I would say, at Allison Park Church is a work in progress, but it's very good. Having that number of guests on a weekend and being able to connect them is quite a task. What would you say, just in the years that you've been doing this, what would you say are maybe some of the things that you've tried to do or to implement in assimilation that have not worked?
I think what we tried to do in the beginning was to contact each first-time guest. And either with a phone call, we used to go out and visit them.
Wow.
That's very intrusive. So people don't like that anymore. So what we do, instead of calling each first-time guest, you get a feel for what they write on the communicator, or if in your conversation that they want more information and deserving of a call, then yes, we do that. But what we do is we just send them a note of appreciation for coming. We include a little gift card as a thank you for coming. And that's not intrusive, but it still tells them that we are glad that they were here.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Is there anything that you would say, if you're going to do assimilation, don't do this?
Overkill. I think, a lot of people, especially nowadays, want to try things out first. They want to get a feel before that they're really committed. A lot of people don't even want to come in and have you even recognize them. So I think the trying to make people stand up, saying that, oh, I'm a guest here, that's just too overwhelming for them. I think trying to maintain their anonymity, that's a long word, trying to maintain their personal space, but also making sure that they know that they're cared for.
That's good.
It's a balance.
Just give them some space and let them make their own choice on that. That's good. Last question, and we'll be done here. If you were talking to someone that was creating an assimilation system, putting this together, maybe there's a pastor out there who's starting a church, or maybe their church has never had assimilation, this wasn't even something on their radar, but they're looking to start it, what would you encourage them to do first?
I think the first thing I would do is build a team. You can't do everything yourself. We tried that, and it's just too overwhelming. Once people get to know 7 different people in the church, then they feel it's at their church home. So you need to build a team that you're able to have greeters at the door. You can have your service host. You have your follow-up team. You may have some extra pastors or some leaders call. So I think the biggest thing would be to create a system of teams that are able to communicate with people. And I think the personal ask is one of the most important things. So the more leaders you have, the more contacts that you have to make the personal ask to people, the broader your pool of assimilation will be.
Yeah, that's really good. It's really good. Well, thank you so much, Debbie, for your time today. Do you have anything else you'd want to share? Any last?
I think people, this is an old saying, but people don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. And so I believe we are Jesus with skin on. And we need to be able to show them love. People come in beat up, bruised, hurt. They want to know that somebody cares about them. So I think the greatest thing is to share Jesus' love and be his hands extended.
It's good. It's good. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. And that's it.